Hi, I'm Lindsay from Shreve Memorial Library and welcome to Art Club. Today we're going to make a painting by Paul Klee, who was born in 1879 and died in 1940. He had a pretty long life and he was involved in a lot of art movements. The specific one we're talking about today, and the painting you see on the screen, the title of which is Harbinger of Autumn, which, I would like, but, it'll be a little bit around here. Anyway, it's an example of a Bauhaus art style. Now, Bauhaus, it's abstract, which means it's not meant to be realistic, and it's very geometrical, and it's very balanced, and the colors are balanced, and you see the balance in the structure with, say, the curves of the tree and the curve over to the left, where they kind of line up harmoniously, because if you just have the tree there, it might not look a little bit off. And you see complementary colors, which we've talked about in a lot of art clubs, and that seems to be the favorite combination too, is orange and blue. We really could pull this off with just orange and blue, but we're going to use orange, blue, and black, so just to simplify it. But yeah, so that's kind of Bauhaus. It's an interesting art movement. Last week we did Art Nouveau. Art Nouveau was kind of similar, but ended at about the same time that Bauhaus began. Art Nouveau is ornamental and flowy and, all of those things. And this is more structured. This was kind of like an architecture movement too, like Art Nouveau was. And it was more functional, more practical than a lot of art. And there's a lot of Bauhaus stuff, and it doesn't all look like this. You might have heard of Kandinsky. We should do him in Art Club. He's a very interesting guy. His paintings look entirely different, but it's still the same kind of thing. It's geometric shapes, complementary colors, things like that. His stuff is really interesting. Anyway, so for this one, I love this painting. I absolutely love this painting. I hadn't seen this one until this morning, and I was like, okay, we'll do Paul Klee. And I was looking through, I saw this, and I was like, oh, I absolutely love this. Like, something just stood out in this painting to me. So I'm very, very excited about this one. Okay, so what you need for this is you need a pencil and with an eraser. And you need some sort of straight edge. It doesn't have to be a ruler. It certainly doesn't have to be a T-square like this. You can use like some stiff paper, like watercolor paper, just a straight edge of it, cardstock, straight cut of cardboard. You just need something straight. I mean, you can freehand it, but I certainly couldn't do it convincingly. I can't draw that many straight lines. So this is just going to be constructed pretty much with a ruler. And you need something to color it. We're using watercolor. The painting was done in watercolor, and that seems like a rarity that we're using the same medium. And we're going to use blue, orange, and black to do the whole shebang. So I'm really excited. So let's get going. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is, you see that black frame around the outside, black or dark gray? We're going to do that. And so, let's see. All I'm going to do is go with my ruler just a little bit over. And I'm going to keep my lines pretty light, just because I don't want to, I want the paints to show up more than the pencil, but I'm not being that careful on this one. There's one. Just do your best on these. 2. If they're not all the same, do not worry about it. 3. And 4. Okay, there's our frame. And just so I don't confuse myself later, I'm going to go and erase these corners a little bit. You don't want to do that, don't worry about it. I tend to get confused. Okay. So next, we're going to draw the straight vertical lines, okay? So there's one about here. I am completely eyeballing this. So if you want to do yours differently, go to, and I'm not trying exactly to replicate this. I haven't counted how many spaces there are, and I really don't want to because there are a lot. And I'm just like, well, this kind of looks like this, and that's just going to be good enough. So let's see, there's one about, oh, hey, I can use this. Let's see. Yeah, there's one here, so just draw your lines light in case you don't like where you put them once you pick up your ruler. That's okay. Okay, and then there's one here. We're going to erase part of this one because that crescent comes through it. But I'm going to go ahead and draw it lightly now. Okay. Seems about right. There's one that's kind of almost in the middle, but it's just a little bit over to the right side, just a little bit. Okay. Let's say it's there. Yeah. And then there's one over here-ish, and you know, this one doesn't go all the way down because of those angled boxes or whatever they are, but I'm going to go ahead and draw the whole thing in for simplicity's sake, and then we'll go back and erase what we need to erase. Okay, so there are columns. This kind of looks like a spreadsheet, doesn't it? Okay, much more interesting than a spreadsheet. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come down, let's see, I have to do the inside of this, remember that part, and there's that triangle right there. And this goes over to this line. I'm looking at the line that goes from the bottom of that triangle. So I'm just going to draw over here for now, okay? And then I'm going to draw the triangle, which I'm going to have to move my paper. And then just angle this like that. You see how this has a lot in common with architecture, drafting, and things like that. A lot of this was trying to make it kind of blend the arts and crafts movement and fine art, which is what Art Nouveau is trying to do, just very differently. Let's see. Okay. Next up, let's continue down this row. And I didn't, when I made the traceable, which is available below as always, when I made the traceable, I wasn't terribly careful about line spacing. I just completely eyeballed it, and that's what I'm gonna do here. So this one just goes to the end of that. So there. And then there's another one that seems a little bit farther away. Like that. This probably won't have the same number of lines as the traceable, but that's okay too. So then about the same. If you want to go and measure this stuff, go to, that would just stress me out, and I don't want to be stressed out at art club. So let's keep going down here. Get the cat out of the way, and then let's see, about one more, maybe two. Let's see, I'm trying to put it in context of where that crescent is, because that changes things. That ends about right here, right? Okay, so on this I'm going to do about half space and not do that first block, and then I'm going to go down. Let's see, then we're going to do the first block. That was a kind of big space. That. And then come down below it. Like, oh, almost to where the next one's going to be. And there. And the next one is shortly below it on this side. And then another one down here. Right there. Oops. Okay. I know, this is craziness, isn't it? So there's one up above here that starts with the second spot. I'm just lining it up right here. So I'm trying to get some right angles. Right here, and this goes across over to here. So I'm going to draw that over there. And then while we're at it, just right above that one is a line just on this one. And then this goes like across, straight kind of. This one goes across here and here, right? And then there's one up here that goes all the way from there to there, and that is pretty close to the top. Oops. Okay, and now I'm going to go and erase some lines, including this mess. Let's see. Okay. I don't want to go back with that ruler and do everything again, but I'm not that great at drawing perfectly straight lines like that ruler is. Okay. And then this and that go away. I'm going to fix that with the ruler because those are big. Okay. Well, this goes across here. This goes here. And that goes here. Oops. Darn it. Oh, what? This is a tiny eraser on here. I'm going to do this way. So I don't have to fix as much. Actually. Okay. And this goes down. Like that. Good enough. Okay. I think that's right. And that comes, and this goes all the way across here. This stuff gets confusing after a little bit, doesn't it? Okay. This goes, oh wait, does it? And I am completely confused. So this line here is not there. So I was right at first. And this line goes to there. Okay. Better. Yeah. Okay, let's go down to the bottom of where this crescent is going to be. And I think it's like right here. So I'm going to draw that across, and it just stops right there like that. Okay. Yeah, and that's the bottom of the crescent. We'll go ahead. And there are lines close here. One. Oh no, I say we're not going to count. And then I count three, and then that bigger space, and the crescent's in here. The way I'm going to draw this is I'm going to decide where the middle is, which is right about here. That's also kind of arbitrary. And I mean, we're essentially kind of drawing a moon, drawing a curved line from there to there. And don't be too worried about it. Just draw it really lightly in case you don't like it. And then you'll be able to go back and erase it. But be sure and draw it lightly because I think that part is white. So just draw it lightly and you can always go back and erase. Okay, I'm happy with that for our first go. Okay, there's that. This line is bothering me. There we go, better. Ugh. Oh no. Oh no. Better. Maybe. Okay. So now let's draw the lines from here down. Lots of lines. Okay. So this next one is below this, but not far below it. Oh well. This is not exactly like Klee's, but close enough. So there's that one, right? And then this one lines up with this. And goes all the way across the rest of the painting. It's like that. Okay, and the next one, does it line up with that? Yeah, lines up with this one and goes over the next two spaces. And then the next one does not line up with anything, so I'm just going to kind of go down here like that. Oh, and there's one. I'm just going to go ahead and put it, it's right above it on this side, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go the same distance down here, about like that. And this one's a little farther up into it than the last one. That. Okay. And these are close. And this goes across the next two. Okay. I'm not really paying attention to what's going on over here. I know I should be lining them up better, but I'm not. Okay, let's see. That. And right above that, I know I'm kind of doing this because I want to, we'll see. All right, and then this one is supposed to line up with these, and that's bothering me. Yeah, I'm gonna move these two down. If you don't want to do that, do not worry about it. It's perfectionist Lindsay who can't stand it. Okay. Okay. And then this is going across here. Trying this again. I'm not perfect, but it will do. This goes all the way over there. I feel better about that. Okay, and there's one that's not, nope, it's lined up with this. Once it's lined up with this, and it goes here. Okay, see, a lot went into this geometric shape business. Okay, I mean, this was obviously very well planned out by Klee. So this line is, nope, I did that one. And then it comes from about here. It lines up with this one. Okay, and that goes across these two. And then the rest of them go all the way across. I'm just going to continue these lines. Yeah, we're getting close, guys. We're gonna make it. Actually, this is super easy for me and way more pleasant than drawing that Art Nouveau last week. That almost killed me. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's that. So up here we have this line right here that goes across, and it goes here. We're about to get to the tree part, I promise. I know that's the exciting part. And then 1, 2, 3 or so. Let's see. Your lines aren't exactly square like mine aren't. Don't worry about it. Okay. Unless you're worried about it, then change it. Ooh, okay, that's whatever. 1, 2. Trying to keep them square without like good enough. Okay. This one, however, this one will not stand. There we go. In the middle of those, kind of. Better. Okay, now we're going to do the tree part. So we have this box here of lines that aren't exactly right. Just this one, really. Just this one. I promise. Okay, okay. Straighten this up and make it more level. See, that looks like a box to me. I know it's more of a problem for the whole thing because the bottom isn't exactly square, but you know, good enough. Okay, so I know, I promise, but let's just rewind this fixing because that was not fixing. One more time. Let's see, did that go all the way? Yes. Okay. This is straight, like that, across there. This straight, like that, across there. Good enough. Okay. So now we're gonna do this. We're gonna eyeball it, like we did over here. Just draw a light and hope for the best. Erase it if you don't like it. That's all. So we're gonna find the middle part, like right there and right there. Right. So I have these little marks. They're middle-ish. I'm gonna draw like an oval. Right? And the oval goes all the way down here. Just take your time. Most art isn't erased. I assume some of it is. Art club is not a race, usually. Art club is not a race. Okay, so there's that. Now we have the trunk, which starts narrow and gets just a little bit wider at the next line. Like, oops. Not like that. Okay. Like that. Good enough. And now all we have left is this stuff. So, okay. So this middle line right here, this one, let's see, I want to line it up with this part and make it look squarish. Okay, this line goes across there, one more down. I'm too much of a perfectionist for this kind of art. Okay. I've done stuff like this, where I've just spent hours and hours with rulers doing things, and I don't know. It's definitely a time. Okay, and so now we're kind of gonna arbitrarily draw a diagonal line there, and then gonna make a triangle. It starts there, does not go all the way up to the top like that, and just angle it down into like a wedge that ends before the end there, like that. Okay, now from this line we angle down, how much? Not that much, like that or so. I come down below this one and angle down about the same. And then another one about the same, maybe a little bit less. That, and then in the middle of these two, well, not quite. I want to angle it down just a little bit so everything kind of flows into this one straight one. Okay, below that, another angle down, and we catch this line, another one, and then this block thing, let's see, this starts about like that, right? Maybe angles a little bit more, and it goes into this like that. All right, and then like, does that line up with that? Kind of like that. Okay, and then another pretty arbitrary angle. I don't know if these are supposed to line up with anything exactly, but in my world they don't. So there's that one. Okay, just erase this other line so we don't get confused when we're painting. And then this stays there. I'm just darkening that a little bit. And then to this one comes up like that, about the same angle as the other one. I am totally eyeballing it. Like, don't stress out about your angles. Okay. Same thing, that goes just a little bit above there. Same, yep. Okay. Arbitrary angle. You can kind of line them up. They should be about the same. Just gonna kind of line them up, but not be too picky. Okay, and then go erase these lines. Okay, and then, oh, we're so close to done. This, let's see, that one, and there's this, and this angles down, same angle about, no. One more from this one, and this goes off the end. And, whew, here is our drawing of Harbinger of Autumn. So now get out your paints or your crayon. Oh, did I have all that off? I apologize. I should probably check and see how long that went on, huh? Oh well. You see what happened. Okay. So next up, we are going to get our paints or our crayons or whatever you're coloring this with. It doesn't have to be paint. It certainly doesn't have to be watercolor. Crayons, colored pencils, whatever you have works just fine. And really you only need, well, if you really need an orange, a blue, and a black, and you're just gonna, if you're not painting, we're gonna be diluting it. If you're not painting, just like color lightly and then color harder to get the darker colors. So let's get going. Okay, let's paint this thing. Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to get the darkest dark first. Okay, so we're gonna get black and we're gonna paint chunks black, everything we can, and then we're gonna dilute it, take it a step lighter, take it a step lighter, and that's the way we're gonna fill stuff in. It's gonna be super imprecise, but it'll be as close as we can get it. Okay, so I'm gonna get some black, a lot of black. Okay, keep it dark, put it in pan. I mean, for this part, you can really just go straight out of your pan because you want it so dark. Just get it as dark as you can. You can also, if you want to really do some hardcore art clubbing, you can mix your blue and your orange, and it will also make a black. But I'm just going to get black. Let's see. Always test your colors. Let's see if this is dark enough. I want it darker. So, and that just means use more paint than water, or you know what I mean. Okay. I'm going to get that pretty dark. That'll have to do for now. Can always go back and do a second coat if we're not happy with it. So, let's see. About this one, or that one. This one I'm going to make black. And we'll go back and do that frame later. It will be not quite black. This paper, such weird paper. Okay, I know, I talked about this last time. This whole bottom part goes black. Okay, where else are we going to put our darkest darks? We're going to put it at the top of this guy. See, we missed a little line, but you know what? I don't care. Okay, this over here. Next up in this one. Okay. This. One that was supposed to be straight, but that's okay, it's not. Right here. This weirdo paper is like, no, I don't want to absorb paint. Paint? That's not what this paper is supposed to do, absorb paint. Okay, I'm going to call those our darkest darks. Next, let's go ahead, like, look and see how dry these things look. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a bunch of black, okay? We're going to put a wee bit more water in it, like a wee bit. Just want it like a shade lighter. Maybe that's a shade lighter. I don't know. Just do your best, okay? And then we're going to do above here. That, and remember, and try not to get your hands in the other stuff. Remember that watercolor dries lighter than it looks when you put it on the paper. So hopefully this will be drying a little bit lighter than what's below it, and which is still drying. Okay. No! I know better than that. I know. Straight out of the pan and fix that really fast. We all know about my issues with getting my hands in paint by now. Okay. Water. Okay. There's this one. Okay, where's our other stuff that's a shade lighter? Above, let's see what's up here. Above it and below it. So it's this here. Now if your water, if it starts running, then just stop and let it dry. I'm trying to go in places where at least the edges of stuff have dried, but, and I'm not using that much water yet. So I'm just hoping for the best, hoping my only problem is my habit of getting my hands in the paint. Okay, there's that, and then there's a little bit below it, which is supposed to be a small line, but isn't, and that's okay. see, above, well, here, next to it. Looks like I have too much water in it at this point. I'll put a little more paint. Let's see, we need above this one. Let's see, I had this drawing a wee bit lighter. And okay, we're gonna come back later and do the frame, probably at the end. So I'm gonna get more black paint. And more water, and we're gonna go a shade lighter than this last color that we did. Let's mix it up really good. Better, okay. And then I'm gonna paint above here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this whole section right here, like including below this line. And we go above, oops, here. And above here. And we'll go ahead and do this one. Water to it, just a little bit more. Okay, a little bit more. It's pretty watery. And let's see, we'll do this. And this. And this. And this section around our crescent. Be a little careful here because the crescent itself stays white. This one. And we're gonna skip that and do this gray. Okay, I know, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do this. I'm not going to use a ruler. I'm going to draw another line in here that starts here because I missed one. It angles down a little bit, but I need that to be white right there, and I need a light gray here. So I know I always do this, and I always like say, oh wait, I didn't want to have to do that, but then I do it. Paint this, that weird section of the paper that's like, no, I don't want water. We are getting there. Usually that's no, that's good enough. Okay. What else we got? Let's see, we're almost to blue. Put more water, a good bit more water in here. Test it to make sure it's not crazy. There we go. And then this one. See how we're just getting lighter and lighter and lighter. Okay. And this. Let's do this bottom part. This bottom little triangle thing. Okay, so here's this one. Let's put a little bit more water in it. And we'll get this guy. Okay. this guy. Okay, I'm also going to do this one. This one's kind of verging on blue, but I'm painting it gray. That one. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get some more black, just darken a section. That, and then this. So next, let's add some blue in. Might not be the best way to do it, but that's the way we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna get blue. I'm gonna use my greeny blue. They call it primary, but it's more of a phthalo blue. It is a very strong blue. So when I say I'm adding some blue, I'm adding some blue. There. So I'm gonna get this. Let's see, add some more blue, add some more black, and we're gonna do this in the same way that we did the other part. And I don't want this as dark as I wanted the black, obviously, but I want a pretty dark blue. Okay. And we're going to paint this. Actually, these two colors right here are so similar, and I'm looking for somewhere else where they would hit. Oh, I guess they do on top. So, okay, so I'm just going to paint this one, this color. Okay. And then we have, let's see, this one, which I guess, I'm going to paint both of these because that should have been one line. I think I have an extra one going on somewhere over here. Okay. Here. Let's see. Here. Anywhere else? Yeah, it probably should have been blue below that, but that is okay. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit of water. I'm going to get more blue. Oof. And more black. And some more water. This is lighter. And I'm going to paint this one. A little more black. There we go. And then we'll do this color below and above here. And this line across there, which I didn't need this line there, but that's okay. And this, more paint. And do this one. I'm going to do this here because I see we have too many lines up there, and I'm just going to insert this here because this lives here in my painting. Okay, I'm going to put this color there too. More blue, more black, more water. Okay. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. Again. Test it. Okay, I'm gonna paint this and this. This part by this triangle, let's do. I'm gonna do this part. This is kind of like putting a puzzle together, isn't it? I'm gonna do this one. It should dry a shade lighter than that. Add a little more water, and we're gonna do this. More water than that. Sop some of this up. There we go. And this. Okay. We're getting there. More water. And this one right here will do. More water than that. Eek, nothing. One nice thing about watercolor paper that repels water is that it picks up really nice when you make a mistake. I guess that's something. Add more water and get this weird shaped part right here. And more blue, more black. And here's what I'm going to do. Now, okay, so I know I've talked about this yellowy orange I have. I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wee bit of this in there. If you don't have a yellowy orange, if you have like a normal orange, then you might want to use yellow instead. Because I want it to be a little bit greener more than anything. Let's see. See how that turns it like a super green tint? Okay, so I'm gonna mix this up really well. And we're gonna get this and that. Oh, I guess we should have put another thing of blue right there, but oh well, we'll be back to it. Sure, they're gonna be plenty we missed to go back to. Okay. And this one. This. Okay, down here. Here. I'm running out of paint there. Let me hopefully get this done, and then I'll add some more so I'll have all the same color in this block. Oops. Nothing. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna make more blue, gray, black, nothing. Let's see, is this still blue? Oh, sure. Mostly. Okay, so what did I miss? I'm gonna get some of this like that and just water it down a little bit, and the one next to it, I'm gonna paint these two really fast. Without much paint because we want them to be lighter. Trying not to get my hand in everything. Okay. One. Oops, wrong paint pan. Okay. Let's see, that's white. That's white. This is lighter, so I'm gonna, This is still blue. I haven't added more orange to it. I'm gonna do this like this, as light as I can get it. That, and we'll leave the other side white. Oops. Okay. That's green. That's light blue. This is very light blue. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm even getting some of this, and I'm putting more water in it just to do this part. We'll go ahead and get the middle one, do this without too much paint. Okay, and that's white. Well, that's done until then. That's a green. That's a green. So I'll make this one kind of light blue. Oh, we're so close. Okay. I'm really bad at getting impatient and careless right when I get close to the end of a painting. Okay, there we go. Green, green. I think everything, oh, this is blue. Let's do more water here. I guess, I mean, up here almost looks purple, but I think it's supposed to be gray. So what are you? This tiny little thing. Come here. You don't want to be in my... We have a little friend. I don't know what kind of friend that is, but it's a little friend. Anyway. So up here, this is just gray or black, but watered down. Okay. Everything else is green. So I'm gonna put this back in here really. So we're gonna get more blue and more black. And I'm getting more orange. Remember, you can get yellow if that works for you better. And I want a green. Okay. So, this is a darkish green over here. Kind of put this green here. So I'm going to add water to this. Good bit. Lighten it considerably. We are going to get this and this and this. Okay, I'm going to put more water in it, a good bit more. I'm going to add a bit more blue to it. I'm putting a lot of water in it right now. Okay, I'm going to paint this really light, this really light. I guess I should have painted the trunk of that tree black at the beginning, shouldn't I? Oh well. I'm going to get some straight black straight out of the pan. We will wet it carefully. Paint this. Woo, okay, that's way too much water on there. Okay, carefully paint this trunk. Okay, that's it. Here's what I'm going to do. I really want to erase this line right here better. So I'm going to go, since that part's white, The only reason this is working, remember, is because there hasn't been water on it. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now we're going to paint the frame, and then we're going to paint the magical orange. I know, we're saving it till the very end because it's going to be magical. Yeah, in fact, I need to... This is bothering me. Can you see it? No. I dirtied up my orange, making that green color. And clean that off. Okay, better. Okay, so now I'm going to get... That's just gray, so I'm going to get a bunch of gray up here. See what color this is. Now we're going to need a bunch of it, so because it needs to go around the whole thing. Okay, now so I don't hit all of this. I'm going to be turning my painting. You can totally do that or not, or however you want to do it. I don't want to ruin it at the last minute because I put my hand in something. Okay, there's the frame done. And now for the most exciting part of the whole thing, the tree. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure this orange is clean because I want it to be bright orange. You don't happen to have an orange. I know, like, I've had a palette on that I've used for Art Club that didn't have one. I just mixed it with red and yellow. Okay, so I'm going to get straight orange, put it here, yeah, okay, and I'm not going to get my hands in things. I'm going to paint the bright orange of this tree. Okay, there's my tree. I love this. This is exciting. Okay, so that's it. I'm just going to get a smaller brush. Let's see, there it is. A small brush, and I'll just do it. I'll do it in this color that I did the actually. Oh yeah, that's really light now. I'll do it in the color that I did the frame in. Just put my initials down here. Don't forget to sign your painting. Okay. And this is Harbinger of Autumn by Paul Klee. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm going to peel off the tape very slowly. If you have yours taped down, do it very slowly so you don't ruin the lovely painting below it. Oh, this is exciting. Look at this. I can't wait to hang this up. Okay, let's see. So I hope you had a good time. I hope you painted along with me. Like this is one of my favorite yet, just because I really like this painting so much. If you painted along with me, please take a picture of it and share it with the library's social media. We love to see and share what you make. And look at that. Yeah. I love it. 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 And I hope you love yours as much as I love mine. Like this is super cute. I absolutely love this. And you see how the the orange sets off the blues in this, and how really, we used 3 colors. I think that's pretty cool. We could have done it in 2, but we did it in 3 just to make it a little bit easier. So yeah. I'm really happy with this. And thank you for joining me this week. I will see you next week for more Art Club. Thanks for joining me. Bye.